Welcome to the Weekly Market Wrap-Up. I'm Hannah Bernard. Investors waited patiently this week to learn if the keyword patient would remain in the Federal Reserve's statement released on Wednesday. It did not, but while the word was struck, Fed Chair Janet Yellen stuck to the message that a rate hike would come sooner rather than later. How did the markets react? Let's find out. U.S. markets had a choppy week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average screamed 228 points higher on Monday and 227 points higher on Wednesday. But on Thursday, the Dow gave back 117 points to close at 17,959. The S&P 500 shared in the up and down ride, sliding just over 10 points on Thursday to close at 2,089. And the Nasdaq was the one true bright spot, posting gains all week, including a 45-point hike on Wednesday and a near 10-point bump on Thursday to close at 4,992. Now let's turn to Canadian markets. The TSX gave back hard-won ground Thursday, with healthcare and infotech stocks helping to trim midday losses. The Toronto Stock Exchange dropped just over 88 points on Thursday to close at 14,873. The TSX Venture Exchange is managing to climb out of its deep slide. At one point on Tuesday, it dipped below 658, but on Wednesday, it shot up 7.15 points, and on Thursday, it added just under a point to close at 667.09. Canada's TV system is about to get skinny basic, that is. The CRTC announced Thursday that cable and satellite providers will be required to offer consumers an entry-level television service at a cost of no more than $25 a month. The new Skinny Basic package could then be supplemented with individual channels available through a pick-and-pay model, or what the CRTC calls small, reasonably priced, bundled channel packages. With the changes, Canadians will now have more control and would only pay for what they want to watch. What a relief. Now to winners and losers in our picks for the week. The winner for this week is HERBALIFE Ltd, ticker symbol HLF. Shares in the global nutrition company surged 12.5% on Wednesday after a federal judge threw out a shareholder lawsuit alleging HERBALIFE was running an illegal pyramid scheme. The lawsuit included many allegations from investor activist Bill Ackman, who has challenged the company for more than 2 years. Ackman had vigorously tried to persuade other investors to bet against HERBALIFE. The loser for this week is Wilbrose Group Inc., ticker symbol WG. Shares in the global energy infrastructure company were slammed on Wednesday, collapsing 51% in value after Rosen, the global investor rights law firm, announced it is investigating the company. Rosen is preparing a class action lawsuit to recover losses suffered by Wilbrose Group investors as a result of alleged misleading business information provided to investors by the company. Well, those are our winners and losers for this week, and now it's time to check in on the gains that you could have locked in by following the weekly watch list from Robert James and Viral Stocks. All right, that's enough about this week. Now let's turn to Baystreet.ca's look at the week ahead and the snapshot of what analysts are forecasting for companies whose earnings reports are coming out next week. Here are 3 U.S. stocks to watch. First up on Tuesday is Sonic Corp with an EPS forecast of 12 cents compared to 7 cents in the prior year quarter. In March, Sonic partnered with the Professional Bull Riders to become the official fast food restaurant of the world's premier bull riding circuit. Next up on Wednesday is Red Hat Inc. with an EPS forecast of 28 cents, identical to the prior year quarter. And finally on Thursday is Conagra Foods Inc. with an EPS forecast of 53 cents compared to 62 cents in the prior year quarter. And now here are 3 Canadian stocks to watch next week. First up on Tuesday is Argonaut Gold Inc. with an EPS forecast of 4 cents compared to 1 cent in the prior year quarter. Next up on Wednesday is Turquoise Hill Resources Ltd. with an EPS forecast of 6 cents compared to 11 cents in the prior year quarter. Late last month, Turquoise Hill completed a share purchase agreement for its remaining stake in Mongolia-based South Gobi Resources Ltd. Finally, on Thursday, Magellan Aerospace Corporation with an EPS forecast of 30 cents compared to 28 cents in the prior year quarter. And that wraps it up. Thanks again so much for joining us for another weekly market wrap-up. Before you head out for the weekend, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast on iTunes and find us on Facebook and on Twitter. For Val Network News and Baystreet.ca, I'm Hannah Bernard.